quick open statement about start of spring practice and take questions.
Okay, we're definitely looking forward to getting the spring ball underway tomorrow. We've had a very productive off season, winter conditioning, and I feel like that we definitely needed our guys to get bigger and stronger, and that was a key component of our winter conditioning. I think that we've achieved that to this point. We've got to continue to improve upon that throughout spring ball. That's why we've spread it out over 5 weeks instead of 4 weeks this spring, to continue to lift weights and get stronger and to improve upon that and not get into too much of an in-season mode. We want to continue to focus on getting bigger and stronger. We feel that's very important to improving our team. But definitely a lot of things to improve upon on both sides of the ball, special teams as well. We've definitely gone back and studied what went wrong for us, what we need to improve upon, where we need to get better at. I think we worked hard at that, is identifying those things, defining them, spelling them out, and then finding ways to get better and improve upon those. So that's going to be a huge goal for us. And then, of course, the spring is about developing our players. We want to make sure that we get as many reps with those guys as we can in a limited amount of time. But so we have what we feel like is a good plan to get a lot of reps for our guys, to get a lot of action, to be able to study tape and film in between the practice sessions, since it is spread out a little bit more, and get better. And that's the focus, is improving, getting better, getting stronger, and becoming a better football team this spring.
This being your second spring, tweaks, anything you do differently than the last one?
Well, yeah, I think every year you have to adjust it to where you're at, what you need to improve upon, and what's the focus going to be. So I think that we've done a good job of, identifying the things where we need to get better, how we're going to do that. Things will be slightly different. You guys may not notice as much of it, but we are going to structure things just slightly different, just to make sure that everybody's getting a lot of work, where we have enough time to not only do the work, but to study it afterwards and to learn from it, and to make sure that each person is developing at a rapid rate, or at least the fastest rate we can. So we can continue that improvement and make sure that our young guys are getting ready to play.
Adjustments, if any, you plan on making to the offense to keep your passing offense where it was last season?
Well, I think we've definitely got to, put last season offensively in the rearview mirror and focus on getting better. And there are many areas to get better. We want to continue to be efficient, to be explosive, to utilize our talent, to spread the ball around. I think we have to get better at running the football in certain situations, especially in obvious run-down situations, third and short. We want to continue to expand on explosive plays and identify who else we can add to the mix to give us more weapons. We lost a few key leaders that I think we'll have to have guys step up. When you lose a guy like Willie McNeil and Mitchell Henry, Joel German, that did a great job for us, other guys have to step up and play well. But I think our guys got to stay hungry and realize that we've got to develop this off season. We got to continue that throughout the spring and summer, and get ready to compete. I think this year it's the most challenging schedule we're going to face when you look at our conference play and non-conference play, and I think our guys understand that. We understand that, but really that's what you look forward to as a player and as a coach, is playing that type of schedule. So we have to be at the top of our game every week. Even though we were able to reel off 5 wins in a row, a lot of those wins were very close wins that could have gone either way. So I think our players have to understand, and we try to emphasize it every day, the difference between winning and losing is very, very small, and we have to take advantage of every opportunity to get better.
You're pulling things in offensively. Where do you draw from? Is it college and pros and a mix of things you're looking at in terms of what's going on out there?
Well, I think that's probably one of the best things we do. It's probably my strength as well, is not only being around a lot of different offenses at a lot of different levels, but at this point, you study yourself, and then you pick teams that you want to study. And, whether they're the top offenses in the country in college, whether the top offenses in the country, in the NFL, whether they're offenses that fit what you want to do. And we also look at things that are going to fit our quarterback. And we definitely do an extensive study. I probably lead the charge on that as much as of anybody. And we're going to make sure that we try to stay ahead of the curve, add to the mix a little bit, reinforce some of the good things we're doing, and making sure that we do feel good about it, but also just pick up a few things here and there that can help us get better and to give us ways to expand the offense and develop ways to make big plays. That's always important, and we'll definitely do our very best to stay on top of that. And that is one thing I like to do, and I take a lot of pride in. So we definitely have identified those teams, and we're working on that right now.
Other than building that overall strength that you talked about, what are some of the other things that you and your staff noticed when reviewing last season that you wanted to fix in spring practice?
Well, I think when you look back at last year, obviously we want to get better on defense, and I know we can. I think that we're going to be hungry. I think our coaches are hungry. I think that we realize there's work to do, but there's a lot of room for improvement. And we have young guys that played a lot last year. We have some other guys that didn't get as much action, but we feel are very talented, that redshirted, that have had very productive winter conditioning sessions, and they're looking way better now than they have in the past, and we're looking forward to getting them on the field. So that's a huge emphasis, of course. I think offensively we weren't as productive in the second half. So we're going to find ways to do that, and some of that is me. I have to continue to be aggressive in the second half and put our guys in position to succeed. But we've got to get better running the ball in short yardage situations, and always find ways to convert in the red zone.
How do you guys fit into this one?
You know what? They fit in extremely well. We're happy to have those guys. They've worked very hard, got great personalities. They're hungry. They get along with our players. I think they'll be productive players for us, and they have some experience underneath their belt. So we're looking forward to getting them out there this spring and throwing them in the mix. But they've definitely felt welcomed by our guys. Our guys have done a good job with that, and we're glad to have them here.
Guys who spent time there, what was that process like for you? Having spent time with that program.
Well, I know those guys. I think that they're good people. It's one of the main things we look at. They love the game of football. They have a passion for it, but they're good people. They have fit in extremely well right since they've gotten here, which is important. I think they want to be a part of a winning program. They love that the administration here is extremely involved in football and athletics, and they feel welcomed by everyone. So I'm looking forward to getting them out there, and I think that the fact that myself and even some of our other coaches are familiar with those guys helps, and they feel very comfortable right now.
One more. Expectations last year. You were the new kids in Conference USA. But with the season you had last year, how do you think you guys will deal with outside expectations, knowing what your expectations are in the game?
Well, our expectations are to win the conference, and obviously that's everyone's. But we want to work towards that goal. And like I said, I think offensively we've got to maintain that hunger to perform at a high level. We've got to, as coaches, make sure that, yes, we develop the backup position at the quarterback position, but we also continue to develop Brandon. And I think that you can't just put him on the side and try to take care of him and caress him. You've got to coach him and make sure that you're doing everything in your power to making him the very best player he can be while you're developing, the guys behind him. So I think if our guys stay hungry, they work hard, we push them hard, if they realize that, like I said, the difference between winning and losing is very small, and we've got to get the edge every day we can. So I think our guys have a good attitude. They enjoy coming over to the building. They like working hard. They like the game of football. They like competing. So hopefully we'll continue to improve this spring and even beyond.
Just having that first season under the belt in Conference USA, does it make the coaching staff more confident going forward, or do you think it just gives you guys a little bit more knowledge?
Well, I think both. I think that we're familiar with the conference opponents now. We know what we're getting into. Obviously, they know us as well, but we're very familiar with the talent level, the schematic structure of a lot of these teams that are in the league. And we're looking forward to the whole schedule we get to play. I think anytime you get a chance to play two SEC teams, a Big Ten team in the non-conference, and then your conference play, you couldn't ask for a better schedule. So our guys are excited about it, but we understand that, we have to play at a high level each week to win, and that's what it's all about.
With the graduation of a couple seniors that have been with this program for a while, who has maybe stepped up over the winter practice and heading in the spring and filled those leadership roles?
Well, I think those guys will continue to emerge throughout spring practice. I think obviously Brandon's done a great job of leading for us. I think Leon Allen's going to be a leader for us. He leads by example more, but does a very good job with that. I think Tim Gorski and Tyler Higbee at tight end are guys that work hard, care about the program. And we got some receivers that have a great attitude and work as well. Defensively, I think our guys are really hungry right now, and they're ready to prove themselves. And, we have a few guys nicked up that'll be out of spring ball, but I like the attitude that they have. I like the fact that I feel like that we're going to have depth. We're going to have more guys, and now we've just got to develop the guys we have and help them become a few dominant players, where they're just not a bunch of players, but we can get some guys to develop into dominant players that can be leaders not only by example, not only by word of mouth, but also by their play on the field. Okay, thank you guys.